Welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. How are you? Hope you're all doing very, very well this week. Have you had a good week? I hope you have. Fingers crossed you have, even in this heat. It's beautiful sunshine, isn't it? Don't get me wrong, but I'm struggling a bit. How have you been this week? But happy Sunday morning to you. Hope you are relaxing, or you're going to be relaxing today maybe, or whatever it is you're doing. I do hope you have a very, very lovely end to your weekend. Do let me know what you're up to. I have been up to a bit of this and a bit of that this week, but mostly I have been preparing for my up and coming holiday that I cannot wait for. I cannot tell you how much I feel like I need this holiday. And I suppose with the sunshine being out, it's already starting to feel a little bit like summer holiday mode here. But I've been busy sorting out all sorts of bits and pieces ready for my holiday, taking it quite methodically. I'm not getting stressed about things, which is good. It's a very good sign, isn't it? But in this week's video, I am going to share with you some of my holiday essentials, some of the things that I wouldn't travel without. And it might also help you if you are about to prepare for a holiday and you're thinking, what do I take? What don't I take? Maybe you haven't been away for a while and you sort of lost the flow of what to take and what not to take. Well, hopefully this video will help you out a little bit. And today is also Nancy's 95th birthday. God bless her. What an achievement. 95 years. It's just incredible, isn't it? And she's doing absolutely fine. We are going out later today. But in the meantime, let's get into this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. We've just had a delivery, haven't we, Mum?
Absolutely beautiful.
But who is it from?
From my
What does it say?
1 minute.
This bit. Oh, read the back of there. That's it. Read the back of that one. Other way around. There you are.
I've got them. Moment. Oh, do you want to Nancy on your 90th?
Read it out loud so I can hear it.
Do you want to Nancy on your 95th birthday and Polly and your 50th both moments of occasions, not to pass without a heartfelt message to both of you. Have a blessed year ahead. Sorry I missed your celebrations. And both occasions. Love, Teresa and David.
Oh, from Teresa and David. Oh, isn't that lovely? Aren't they gorgeous flowers?
Oh my God. Well, who sent these?
Teresa and David. That's the card.
Oh, how marvellous.
Aren't they beautiful?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Teresa and David.
Thank you, Teresa and David. They're absolutely beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Beautiful. What's that? What you got there? Oh, sunflowers.
Yeah.
We can put those in our new garden.
Yes.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that
Thank
marvellous?
you. So I'm going to share with you some of my holiday must-haves. And these are the things that I will always take on holiday religiously. And actually by doing this, I'm also sorting out what I'm taking on holiday. So you're doing me a huge favour. I'm just sitting actually in our temporary office stroke Adam stroke guest bedroom, which actually at the moment is full of office and full of suitcases and clothes and goodness knows what's going on. So a lot of organisation, and this is the temporary office room until we move house. So this is my little holiday area at the moment. But some of my holiday must-haves. Number one, the first thing I always take everywhere is one of these. Now, hopefully we won't need to open it on holiday, but you just don't know, do you? So I'm taking a first aid kit, And I always think about when you're abroad, you know, going in the sea and things like that, you might just cut your foot on a little stone or something might happen. Please God it doesn't. But I always think it's a good idea to take a first aid kit. Now this one I've bought quite recently because my old one was getting a bit tatty and there was things in there that were out of date, because fortunately I hadn't had to use it. But I got this one off Amazon recently, so I will link it down below for you. It's absolutely super and really compact, which I really like, and there's no doubting what it is. So if someone needs to grab it quick out your bag, they'll see exactly what it is straight away, and it's full of all those essential things you will need. It's even got these, look, for bandages. But also, if you have a little bit of a sewing disaster, perhaps you've got a dress that's a bit open here and you need to close it, you can use one of those, can't you? So might not just be for first aid. So it has got things in it like bandages, obviously, different types of bandages. It's very compact. I hope I can pack it back the way it is. It has got some tweezers, which are useful anyway. You need to, you know, beautify yourself a little bit as well. It has got some tape. That is micropore, very, very useful micropore tape. There's an actual first aid guide to tell you what to put on things depending on what they are. So if it's a bite or a cut or a graze or what have you. Waterproof plasters. They are absolutely brilliant. A resuscitation shield with a valve. My goodness, I hope we don't need that, but isn't that amazing? Really good. A resuscitation sheet. There is some fabric plasters, some adhesive dressings, some powder-free vinyl gloves. Great if you're dealing with blood, things like that. Oh, there's a few pairs of those. That's great. Just put those to one side. So I've got some hands-free. All sorts of different dressing pads and plenty of them. We've got some absorbent cotton gauze swabs. There are some very, very good scissors and lots, in fact there's probably about 20 of these wound cleansing wipes. Absolutely brilliant. You are not going to need for anything else first aid wise. So that is an absolute, actually it was a bargain. I was about to say that was an absolute bargain. It was. As I say, I'll link it down below for you, but that is the first thing I always pack when I go on my jollies, is a really decent first aid kit. I shall put all that back later. The next thing you always need to remember, of course, are your universal adapters and chargers. UK plug to Euro. I am going to Europe, I'm not going to tell you any more than that. This one's brilliant. I've had it years, but it's a double one. Look at that, isn't that great? And that's really good for me if I've got my hairdryer and my straighteners plugged in at the same time. Brilliant. And I have actually got a little selection bag of these. I've got 4 or 5, and I always find that we need quite a few. And I've also got a electric razor adapter one as well. So I always take, obviously, my travel adapters. I always take, these are quite fun, and you can get these anywhere really. I always take these for clipping, you've guessed it, your towel onto your sun lounger. So when you go for that little swim, it doesn't blow away. I'm hoping it's not going to be too windy anyway. And I always take my medicine in a bag, labelled medicine bag again, just in case someone else had to get them for you. They know exactly where they are and how to get them and where to get them from. And in there, I've got all my bits and pieces. I'm going to put in my regular daily medication, but in there, I always take things like some paracetamols, my ibuprofen, some lost replacement fluid, powder to put in drinks if you've got a bit of the runs and what have you, and some Imodium and things like that for upset tummies, together with my regular medication will go in there. So those are my first essentials. Actually, something I have bought that will also go in the medicine bag is some of this. Afterbite. This is brilliant. This is a little pen that you can just put on you if you do get a bite, a mosquito bite, or anything like that, and it soothes it and helps cure it as well. It's upside down. So I always take some Afterbite. I shall open that and put it in there as well. And then, as you know, I bought the Marks and Spencer's summer beauty bag, which I absolutely love. Just recently, if you've watched my videos, you will know these are still available in some Marks and Spencer's. Grab one if you can, to the value of £220, and it costs you 30 quid. Absolutely brilliant. I need to go through that and just narrow down what I do need to take out of there, because I probably don't need everything. So that's to be sorted out. And then this monstrosity also needs to be sorted out, but this will basically be my washing things, so, and beauty things and accessories and things like that. So I will be taking things like makeup remover and antiperspirant deodorant and a little hairspray. I've got a shower cap, although I don't tend to use my shower cap on holiday, because if I swim every day, I wash my hair every day in the shower anyway. But I do take not a swimming cap, I do take a shower cap in case there might be one day I haven't swum in the sea, or I don't want to wash my hair, or we're going out in a rush. I can just put my shower cap on and have a shower that way. And of course I take my shower scrunchie, and I always take toothpaste. Obviously, I've got my hair conditioner. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about this Dove hair conditioner. This was a trick someone told me years ago, and I don't know whether it is good or not, but it works for me, so I shall share it with you. I always take 2 of these on holiday, and it does sound quite a lot, doesn't it? Because it does make your bag a bit heavy, but at least when you're coming home, you haven't got these things to bring with you. I take 2, and the reason I take 2 Dove hair conditioners is because I leave one in the shower room at the hotel or the villa or wherever we're staying, and I put the other one in my swim bag for day to day, because when you're out in the sunshine, especially if you've got hair like mine that's very dry and coarse and thick, if it gets wet and then you're out in the sunshine, whether you're on the beach or by the pool, your hair can go very straw-like in the sun. I was told if you put Dove conditioner on wet hair, so let's say you've been in the sea and you've got your hair wet. Now, it is going to have seawater on it, I know, but when you come out of the sea, if you smother your hair in Dove hair conditioner, it actually puts like a little block over it, and it stops the sun from burning your hair. But what it's also doing is actually conditioning your hair, even though your hair's not clean because you've just been in the sea. It's conditioning your hair all day long. Now, I wouldn't do it if I was going in the pool, the communal pool, because obviously you don't want your hair conditioner coming off in the pool for everybody else to swim about in. No, no, no. But what I do, if I've been for a swim in the pool and then there's a shower on site, like, you know, an outdoor shower where you can have a rinse down, which you're supposed to do before you get in a pool anyway, aren't you? I will then rinse my hair of the pool water, put a load of this in, and then do my sunbathing. Then when I come to wash my hair in the evening, as I'm getting ready to go out, I shampoo my hair as normal, recondition it with the Dove that's in the shower cubicle. And honestly, your hair feels like silk, because basically it's had a treatment on it all day long while your hair has been wet. Now, is it the right thing to do? I don't know, but it works for me, and I can honestly say my hair is like silk when I do that on holiday in the heat. So I take 2. That was a long-winded story, wasn't it? But I do. This I need to fill up. This, well, I don't actually, because I've got my other medicine little bag, but this is great. I got this off Amazon a few years ago as well, and this is a travel pill holder. So if you've got certain different pills for certain different days, or you've got certain pills that you take every day but you want to separate them, there's all these fabulous little compartments, so you can put all your medication in there, and that's waterproof as well. So I probably won't take that one this year because I actually don't take as much medication as I used to, so I think the other one will be fine, so that can probably go out of the bag. I always take a wash flannel. my makeup remover, a hairbrush, obviously, probably that one, maybe not, may take a better one. I always take some cotton wool, and I always take this, and I've just bought a new one because this has actually been in this bag for a couple of years. I'm going to chuck this one away, but I've just bought a new one which is exactly the same. Good old-fashioned Nivea cream, and I use this as my face moisturiser day and night while I'm on holiday because my skin does dry up quite quickly on holiday. I don't put sun cream on my face, and I don't put sun cream on my face because I once had an allergic reaction, and I don't know what it was and whether it was just that particular brand, but I've never risked it again since. So what I tend to do is I either use a bit of moisturiser that has got an SPF in, or I use a bit of this and I don't put my face directly in the sun. But I find this keeps my skin really moisturised and healthy. And of course in the evening you don't need an SPF really, well I don't think you do. So that would be my evening moisturiser to go under any makeup that I might be wearing when I go out of an evening. Having said that, once I've got a little bit of colour to my face, I don't tend to wear makeup on holiday, not foundation makeup anyway. I might wear a bit of eye makeup and lipstick and perhaps put a little bit of blusher on just for a bit of glow or tint in the evenings, but I generally don't wear any foundation. So that makes my skin look nice and glowy and healthy. And I love it. Good old-fashioned Nivea cream, cheap as chips. And that really, although I've got to sort it out and put some soap in my soap container, that is sort of the sort of wash things. I do need to put some shampoo in there actually. Haven't got the shampoo yet. But those are the sort of things that I actually always think about first, and I always pack first, because I always pack my clothes last. I sort my clothes out days and days in advance, make sure they wash, dry, clean, and I've sorted out what I'm taking. But I only ever pack my clothes about 24 hours before I'm going on holiday. So those kind of things, the essentials, you know, the face creams, the bathroom things, the first aid kit, the medical bag, all your medicines, all your bits and pieces, those are the things that I sort out first. And once I've got all those, I know I'm happy. I know what I do need to put in there is my contact lenses, because I use daily disposable contact lenses. So I take quite a few. What I also do is I take twice as much as I need, and I put some in my suitcase and some in my hand luggage. And that's because I've learnt the hard way. Years ago, went on holiday and my suitcases got lost and didn't even arrive at the destination. This was before I wore contact lenses, I hasten to add. But what I do now is, God forbid, the suitcases get lost. If the suitcases get lost and my contact lenses are in there, I ain't seeing a thing for the entire time on holiday. And what good is that? So I always take a week's worth in my suitcase and a week's worth in my hand luggage. That's another essential that I do. As I say, once I've got those things that I'm sort of concerned about done and first, I get kind of relaxed into my packing then, because the clothes are going to be quite easy because I know what the temperatures are going to be like on this holiday. So I'm pretty sure that I know what I'm going to take, and I can sort that all out 24 hours before I go, which is actually not that long now, because it's only a few days before we go. So getting very excited, happy that I'm sort of at the stage that I want to be in my packing. But I just thought I would share with you those essentials, which might help you as a little list if you're planning on going on holiday soon. Anyway, I'm going for a coffee now. I'm getting all the pre-holiday things done, and I've just parked up because I'm now going to the hairdressers to have my holiday hair done. And on my drive over here, I was just thinking, I'm actually quite relaxed. I'm normally in that pre-holiday hassle, I used to call it. A few days before a holiday, you just think, oh, there's so much I've got to do before I go on holiday. You know, everything's got to be washed and clean. I've got to pack. I've got to make sure there's food in the cupboard for whoever's staying at home. Is the house left nice? Is it this? Is it that? Is it the other? I've got to finish off at work. I've got to do this, got to do that. And you know what? I'm actually surprisingly chilled. Is it because it's hot and I'm in I can't be bothered mode because it's so warm. God bless it, it's lovely. But I just feel relaxed, and I'm really pleased that I am, because I thought I was going to be really fretting about leaving Nancy, but she's doing so well that I know she's going to be totally well looked after by Grace. I have got a pretty free, I'm in work tomorrow, but it's my last day at work, and then I've got a couple of free days. It's Nancy's birthday, so we're going out for something to eat, so I haven't got to worry too much about cooking over the weekend. And I don't know, I just feel, I think maybe it's because the house is all done and sold, and well, you know, it's going as well as it can be, looks all positive, that I just feel like I've gone, I'm relaxed now. So fingers crossed, no hiccups. Let's go and get the hair done, and then yeah, on to the next thing, ready for holiday. But I'm chilled, I'm so chilled. Holiday hair is done. Holiday hair is done. I'm going to show you this that I bought in the garden centre the other day. It's so cute. How lovely is that? Now, I know it's not in the best position because it's got all these blooming pipes and electric wires behind it and everything, but really it's for the new house. But it's so relaxing having that little water feature, and it doesn't have to plug to the water, it just has to plug to the mains. So it's got a pump inside, so you just fill it with water and it keeps reusing the same water. But how cute is that? I love it, and it's going to look so lovely in my new garden. Oh, can't wait. So here we are having our moment on the bed, and it's a bit of a short video this week, isn't it? But as I'm sure you can appreciate, I've got quite a lot going on with preparing for the holiday. And of course, as you're watching this on Sunday, today is Nancy's 95th birthday. Just saying that is incredible to me, and I'm sure hearing it is incredible to you. She is amazing for 95 years of age, albeit obviously if you've followed my channel for some time, you will know that Nancy has Alzheimer's dementia, and she is now living with me permanently, and we're in the process of moving house to a more suitable house for Nancy's needs and her up and coming needs. But she's still absolutely incredible. She's a phenomenal force for 95 years of age, and it's an absolute privilege that we still have her in our lives, and she's loving every minute of living with us, and we're loving every minute of living with her. But obviously, as you all know, it's not easy at all. So I am 100% looking forward to my little holiday this week, and it's a little bit overdue, though I say it myself, but it's been a very busy year up until now, what with moving Nancy in here and sorting out her previous house and decluttering it all and getting rid of what we had to get rid of, making sure the adaptations here were suitable enough before we find a more appropriate house, and all those things that if you follow me you'll know. And it's been very tiring. There's been an emotional tiredness attached to it, you know, my sort of worry of how's she going to be living with us, how's she going to adapt, is she going to be okay, is she going to miss her old house, me sort of preempting what her emotions might be and then worrying about them and stressing about them. And actually she's adapted incredibly well. It's really not that hard. It's tiring, but it's lovely to have her here. And you know, there's been some other changes, like her mobility has changed. So we've gone from using a walker, which she still uses in the house, to now using a wheelchair when we're out and about. But now we've adapted to that, and we're so used to getting that car parked, flipping up the wheelchair, getting her in it, going around the shops, sticking the wheelchair trolley attachment onto the wheelchair and all those kind of things, and we dab hands at it. But it's a constant learning process, and we're constantly changing and adapting to suit Nancy, and all those kind of things naturally are tiring because we're sort of almost working one step ahead of her without sort of preempting anything bad or worse, or you know, we're going with the flow, but we're sort of constantly aware that things do change, will change, and when they do change, they happen quite quickly, and then we have to readapt. But I'm looking forward to this break this week in the knowledge, the comfortable knowledge that Grace is here looking after her, and she's got visitors, she's got trips out planned and all sorts of things. So I'm quite relaxed, but I'm also really not going to be that far away. I am a plane journey away, but it's not too far. I'm not going to visit Adam in Australia. It's a bit of a shame really, but I'm not. It's only a couple of hours flight, so God forbid, but if I needed to, I would be able to get home quite quickly, but I'm sure that's not going to be needed. But as today is Nancy's birthday, and I put a post up on YouTube a few days ago explaining that unfortunately I haven't been able to get my PO box address set up. It's been a complete disaster actually from beginning to end. So I'd paid for a PO box address for 6 months through Royal Mail, and for some reason when you set it up they give you all the details and the reference, but they don't actually give you your actual PO box address, and that gets sent to you in the post. And when I made the application it said it would be sent within a week. Well, 2 weeks passed, 3 weeks passed, and I chased it up to find out that apparently Royal Mail have had a whole new computerised system, and because of that they're experiencing lots of delays. And the lady that I spoke to was lovely and she was very helpful, but she did say, I'm really sorry, but I cannot give you a timescale as to when this will come through. She said, and actually she said it wouldn't surprise me if it's not weeks, it's months. I'm like, what? I said, well, that's no good, is it? Obviously, because I've paid, it's quite expensive, hundreds of pounds to have a PO box address. I said, well, I've paid for this, and really, if that was an issue in terms of having the new computerised system, I really think there should have been a notification come up on the Royal Mail page that might have said there could potentially be a delay in you receiving your address. But instead, no, they take your money and run off with it, really. Quite frankly, hate to say it, but it is true. And had I not spoken to this woman, I wouldn't have known. But she said that, yeah, it could take months. She said, if I were you, just get a refund. She said, because I cannot tell you when this is likely to happen. So I haven't got my PO box address set up and I have had a refund. So it's possibly something I'll look to do in the future, and probably certainly perhaps for Christmas, because I know some of you have said, you know, that you'd love to send Nancy a birthday card. I know last Christmas you were saying, is there an address we can send a Christmas card or something to her? And I can't give out my personal address, obviously, but with me now moving house, that just makes it more complicated anyway. So I thought, let's forget it until I've moved house, and then I'll try and set up a PO box later on in the year. So apologies if you were planning on sending Nancy an actual birthday card, but I just can't give out my address. I'm sure you understand. But on that note, so many of you have sent messages in the comment section here down below underneath my post from the other day, and you've emailed me with beautiful happy birthday comments and wishes for Nancy. I have read them out all to her. We are both extremely grateful. She's absolutely loved it. She keeps saying, well, who is that person? And where do they come from? And how can they send me a message? And you try and explain it to her over and over and over again. But she's a little bit overwhelmed with it, and it's absolutely fabulous. And a couple of you have also very kindly sent her gifts by way of vouchers that I've been able to redeem through Amazon, and I've bought gifts for her, and I just can't tell you how grateful we both are. She's absolutely loved it, and she's having a lovely weekend. But this is filmed yesterday, but as you're watching this it will be her birthday, so later on today we are going out for a lovely lunch, which I probably will film. But that brings me on to next week's video. So next Sunday I will still be on my holiday, and when I'm on holiday, like I've done before, I will do a nice holiday vlog for you, but that won't go out until the Sunday after, when I'm back from my holiday, I've had time to edit the video, etc, etc, you know what I mean. So next Sunday I don't want to leave you without a video, but I'm not going to be able to do a video. So my plan next Sunday is to go live. Oh yes. Oh yes. So I shall be live from my holiday destination next Sunday. I'm not sure what time, that's the only thing, because there will be a little bit of a time difference. Whether I can do it for 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning on my holidays, I don't know. If I'm up and about and the day has started, it may be 7 a.m. here on the channel, right here. Or it may be a bit later in the day, and it could be that I leave it till later in the day because we might be out and about somewhere that would be worth showing you or something like that. I just don't know. But my plan is to go live next Sunday instead of having a pre-recorded vlog. And that way, if you're around, please join me, because you can join in with our conversation as it's happening live, and we can have a chat with one another, and I can show you where I am and how the holiday is going, and I will be almost at the end of my holiday by that point. So that's the plan. Next week is live. It's quite exciting, isn't it? I think it's quite exciting. And if you can't join me live, it will stay here up on the channel anyway, and you can catch up with it later on in the day. And thank you also for your kind messages towards Grace, who's had surgery. She's much, much better, recovered now, and she's now driving again, which is great, which is 11 days after surgery, she was able to drive again. So she's not 100% there yet, but much, much better, and enjoying having a bit of time off and enjoying being with her granny she will be enjoying being with her granny this coming week. So I'm off to finish packing my little bags for my little holiday, much needed. Please think of me while I'm away, think of Nancy, and send all your good wishes that all is fine, all is good while I am away. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and once again thank you for Nancy's birthday wishes. Really appreciate it all, and I will see you next Sunday from the secret location that will be my holiday destination, and we will be live right here on the All Things Good channel. But until then, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. See you next Sunday live. Take care for now. Bye.